Hello students, welcome to Study Wave Academy, where education is without limits. Now under this we were looking at letter work, and under letter work for kindergarten students we're going to be looking at adjectives, and we already looked at adjectives, what adjectives are, we looked at what an adjective is, we also talked about sorry about that, we looked at what adjectives is and what some examples of adjectives in sentences. We also discussed an example of common adjectives, talked about what common adjectives are, gave examples in sentences, looked at them in depth, and now we were looking at how to identify adjectives in sentences. And I will still continue giving more sentences because I want us to keep on understanding and reach a point where we can spot adjectives very easily. So I will continue giving more sentences, and in these sentences you and I, so the both of us together, we are going to be identifying the adjectives and even talk about what they are modifying, what noun they're modifying, or what picture do we see when we identify these adjectives. Now I will give examples of sentences here. Now let's look at this sentence. The noisy construction site disrupted our peaceful afternoon. The noisy construction site disrupted our peaceful afternoon. Now, this construction site was just not any other construction site. It was a noisy construction site, and you just didn't have any afternoon. Your not just any afternoon was disrupted, but your peaceful afternoon. So the word noisy here, so let me underline it for you. So the word noisy here and the word peaceful here, these two words tell us more on how, or they give us more details on how the afternoon was. So the afternoon was very peaceful, but what happened? There was a construction around, but the construction was a noisy construction that disrupted your peaceful afternoon. So you notice that adjectives here, the noisy and the peaceful class, they will just tell us more on this afternoon and tell us more about the construction. So they give more description. So in your mind you will see a noisy construction and you'll see a very peaceful afternoon that maybe your friend was telling you about her day or how she did some activities in her day, and the way she was interrupted by some noisy construction in her peaceful afternoon. So this is the idea of adjectives. Let's look at the last sentence here before we jump to the next part of our discussion. We visited a beautiful beach with crystal clear waters. So here, class, if I just ask you like to just spot the adjectives here, you ask yourself, what did you visit? You visited the beach, right? But it was just not any beach. It was not any other beach. It was a beautiful beach. But the beach had crystal clear water. So how were the waters? The waters were not just dirty or clear, they were crystal clear. So the word beautiful and the word crystal clear, so this beautiful and the word crystal clear here, they tell us more about the water and they tell us more about the beach. So adjectives, these are the importance of adjectives. They just modify the noun and tell us more about the noun. So with this class, I hope that the next time I'll be giving different examples of, when I'll be giving different examples of sentences and I tell you to modify them or find the adjective in them or something like that, you will do that simply because now I have given you the skills and the tricks on how to identify adjectives. Let's move on, class. And now we're going to discuss on adjectives that describe color and shape. So our focus here is going to be adjectives of color and shape. Okay, so these are adjectives that help provide more detailed and specific information about the appearance of the object. So here, when we talk about, I told you they are common adjectives, and I looked at common adjectives, and I told you these are adjectives that are frequently used. You use them frequently. You talk when you tell stories, you use some adjectives very frequently. So we talked about common adjective as one type of adjective, and right now we're going to look at adjectives of color and shape, or adjectives that describe color and shape. And all I'm saying that these adjectives just provide more information and more specific information about the appearance of an object. So for example, you're talking about your cup, a cup that you love. You'll say, I love my red cup. Or a shirt that you love, I love the blue shirt. Okay, so this is the essence of adjectives, of these specifically the color and the shape adjectives. They will tell you about the appearance of the object and the appearance of something that you're talking about, or the item you're talking about. So let's dive in and look at what are color adjectives. So I will break this into two. So the color and shape adjectives, but I will start with the adjectives first. I'll start with the color adjectives first. So right now I want us to look at what color adjectives are, and basically color adjectives describe the color of an object. You know what color is, class? And right now if I ask you, like, let's do a simple activity now and tell me the colors you know. Mention any color. I've even placed a picture here. You see here, these are buttons. You see your clothes or your uniforms or some clothes you have at home, they have buttons, and these buttons are of different colors. So we have, before I mention the colors, okay, you can give me examples of such colors. So we have blue, we have pink, we have red, we have green, we have orange, we have purple, we have pink, we have white. We have a lot of colors here. There's different colors that I've mentioned. So as students, you know the colors, okay? So now we have adjectives of color. Colors are examples of adjectives because they tell us more about the item. For example, you're talking about your shirt. You won't just say you're telling your mom to give you a shirt or some shirt. No, you say, please mom, I want my red shirt, or I want my blue shirt. So these are just adjectives that tell us colors of something, or specific shade of or hue of something. So they provide information about the visual appearance of an object in terms of its color. So they will tell us they will tell us more about the appearance of an object, and here we're talking about just the color. So for example, I will give examples of color adjectives and the sentences. Let's look at the color red. Describe the color of the object with a vibrant red hue or a vibrant red color. So example, she wore a red dress. So this girl didn't just wear any dress, okay, but she wore a red dress. This is what we talk about adjectives of color. So they will tell us more about the color of an item, or give us more information, and we will have a visual appearance. We'll have this visual picture in our head. So in your head, you not just see any dress, but you will see a red dress. We have another example of blue. So blue also describe a color here. The sky is blue. So the sky is, to be specific. Now this is being specific. So colors also help us be specific. So you won't just say blue, the sky is bright today. You say the blue, bright sky, okay? So you are more specific. The grass is green. You're specifically saying that the grass is not any other color but green. The sky is no any other color but blue. My phone case is red. You're being specific. Or my phone case is white. You're being specific that the case of your phone is white, okay? My pencil is black. So you're specific that the pencil is black. Now colors, they just give us the visual appearance, or you have this picture in your head that gives you the appearance of the color. So you have a visual appearance of an object, okay? Another example, we have green. So here I'm teaching you about colors too. So there is red, and look at this button here. So look at this button here. This button here, okay? There's this one here that is hidden. These are examples of red buttons, the ones that I've circled for you. So this one here, this one here. So you following me, right? So this one here. So class, this is color red. So those are the red buttons we're talking about, or the color red that we're talking about. So let's move on to, sorry, here. So when talking about blue, look at this color here, this one. So that is the color blue. So this one here is the color blue. So this is the color red. This one, this one, this one, this one here too. This is red. But when you're talking about blue, this is blue. So you see, these are adjectives that will tell you the appearance of an item. Let's move on and explore on the color adjectives. So green describes the color of an object with the color green. The leaves on the grass are green. So this also gives the specific appearance of an item. So here you're being specific. The leaves on the tree are green. So look at this pen here. There's this pen here, this tall one, and this one. This two is green. So you see these three are green, but at another level, you'll talk about light green, dark green, okay? You'll talk about a color, but the color can be in a light shade or a dark shade. But just know that these three here, this one, and this one are the color green, okay? So when you're talking about color adjectives, they will tell you that they'll be specific. So it's not just the leaves are blue or the leaves are purple, no. The leaves are specifically green, okay? Now let's move on to yellow. Yellow also describes the color of the object. The school bus is yellow. Now you'll notice that this is yellow here, this color here is yellow. So when you're using this color as an adjective to describe maybe the bus, you say that the school bus is yellow. So you see, adjectives, they just tell us more and more about the color of something. When we talk about purple, purple describes the color of maybe the flower. The flowers are purple. The rose is purple. A certain flower is purple, okay? So that is the color adjectives. They describe more on the appearance of an item. We also have orange. The orange cat is playful, okay? Pink, she painted her room pink, okay? So these are the color adjectives here that we're talking about, and I've given you examples and also in sentences that you use the color adjectives. So in your head, you just don't see her room, but you see a pink room. So you're specific, and also you visually see the room being pink. Let's move in and look at what are shape adjectives. So from color adjectives, let's look at shape adjectives. So shape adjectives describe the form or outline of an object. They provide information about whether something is round, square, triangle, rectangle, etc. So I know you know shapes, you know oval, you know circle, you know rectangle, you know square. So these are shapes, you know them already. So shapes too are adjectives because they describe the form. In what form is this item? Is it round? Is it square? Is it circle? Is it so? Any form we want to talk about. So that is what shapes, shape adjectives talk about. So I'll give examples too of different types of shapes. Like the way I gave examples of different types of colors and showed you some of the colors, I will do the same for shapes. I will give you examples of shapes and even go find giving sentences, but we'll look at that in depth as we continue. So we have round. Now, describes as objects with circular or spherical shape. The moon is round. So here it's not just any other moon, but the moon is round. So in your head, you'll see a round moon, okay? Square describes objects which have equal size. That's the square shape. So the room has a square table, or your home has a square table. So square. So square here is shape adjective that. So in your head, you won't just see any other table, but you will see a square table. So the idea behind shape adjectives is to show us on the form of an item or the form of an object, okay? We look at other shapes here. We have triangle. The traffic sign had a triangular shape. Now, when maybe you're driving to school or your mom is driving you to school, you will notice the traffic signs they have this triangular shape. Now, in your head, if someone is telling you about the traffic sign, already in your head you have the shape of a triangle. So shape is also an adjective that shows. These are adjectives that show us the form of an item, okay? Oval too. The mirror in the hallway is oval shaped. Now, you won't see just any other meter that is circular, square, no, but this one is specifically oval. So the idea behind shape adjective is to show us the form of an object.